Hello again. Welcome back. It's Chrissy Sawyer here with the masculine feminine thingy. I think I'm going to set it up as a conversation between the masculine and feminine for the collective for March. Oh gosh, where to start? This is a huge field. I'm going to start with some client notes, which I have permission to share, because this is what's in the field right now. And so one of the clients I've worked with today was speaking straight into this field before even watching this morning's video. And I'm fascinated by that. I'm endlessly fascinated when this happens. It happens quite a lot. So this client is a very old soul, very awake, working diligently to bring the masculine and the feminine together into reconciliation and harmony. Loads of learning. It's a huge journey. And what they've given me permission to share is just the first section of notes that I wrote down for their session. So this client is currently writing a chapter for a collective that they are working with. Chapter about their life. And they've had to move through several layers of inner conflict to get to all the time moving through this field. And the chapter got completed, and the client read the chapter back, and in these words said, "What and who is this? Whose voice is this? Because this isn't me. This is an old voice. I've written this in a voice that doesn't exist anymore. It's my imposter. I'm writing through my imposter. In writing, what I wanted to do was to wrap up my whole life in a pretty bow and make myself look shiny." That then took the client into a death and resurrection energy, which they're an old soul. They can do that with their hands behind their back. And in this death and resurrection came together their inner feminine and inner masculine to come into this stunning place of harmony. Instead of sending the chapter, the client deleted the whole thing and began writing their own obituary. Now, this is profound and powerful. Profound and powerful. What might that look like if you write your own obituary? And in the obituary, what's looking like happening is ownership, embodiment, integration of all the wondrous aspects of this person, of this amazing soul that are coming in on this permission slip to be all you came here to be. So I just wanted to share that with you because that's what's coming through in the field. And what's also coming through is what gets rejected in that adapted self, the part of the self that wants to look shiny for others. You've heard me use this sentence before. Systemically, it would be a sentence something like, "I won't hurt you, so I'll hurt me instead. So I will adapt my behavior again and again. So you'll like me, so you'll validate me." Okay. So this is how the personality sets up this. It's a manipulative program, and we all do it so that others see us in a way that is comfortable. So we're coming into this brutal truth of what actually does a relationship look like between the elevated masculine and the elevated feminine as archetypes in the system, and what can they be if they're allowed to be all they came here to be. So a couple of months ago, I worked systemically with a group using the question, who are you without your family programming? And that was really powerful. And today I asked this same client, who are you without your past? Crown chakra, wide open. And the creative mind went off in all sorts of directions that were infinite, limitless, anything, everything simultaneously, and nothing comfortably. It was so expansive. So what I'm sensing is there's a real deconstruction of a systemic process of adapted behavior with the masculine and the feminine. So what I would love to do is invite the masculine in. I want to invite the masculine to present himself in his highest expression, and the same with the feminine. And then I want to invite them in as they currently are in the system. And then I want to invite him to tell me how he sees her and vice versa. Then we'll look at that challenge and the disparity, what is getting rejected and what is getting accepted. And then we'll go for some guidance cards. So, without any adieu. What does that mean? Goodbye. Yeah, without, I'm not going to look at that card. Okay. Okay. So we have the masculine in his highest expression. Show me the feminine in her highest expression, please. My whole energetic field is just reaching out to the cosmos right now. Both my legs are fizzing with energy. My heart's expanding. I want to cough something up. There's a nervousness. I'm drinking my hot chocolate. Okay. Now, masculine, show me how you actually are. Okay. Yeah, I'm being linked into the Ophiuchus reading. Just watch the Ophiuchus. Strangely, the Ophiuchus reading for the first half of March has got the highest number of views, which I find very interesting. So it's here. Feminine, show me how you actually are in the world. Show me how you actually are in the world. Oh. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so I feel nervous about being exposed. Like my inner core is shaking, so change is going to happen throughout this reading. Yeah, so tune into your bodies and your energy system and your feelings and your emotions, which are two separate things. Feelings are more instinctual. That's when you're reading the system, and emotions are emotions. Masculine in his highest expression. God, this is hurting my heart. Loyal. Loyal to self. Look at the image. Loyal to the feminine. Oof, wow. Heart-centered, loyal, natural. I wonder what you get from this card. The feminine in her highest expression. Receiving, receptive. So when the masculine is loyal to her receptivity, he can build it. And what I'm noticing is there's an absence of ego, just a complete absence of ego. Wow. It's just, I don't know what to say to that. Okay, so that's the masculine and the feminine in the highest expression. He, loyalty, her, receiving. The masculine, as he is in the system right now, is in expansion. Universal expansion, hence a Fucus reading. Check that out. Rebalancing, reharmonizing, changing, coming into his truth, finding the courage to speak his truth, free from the obligations and responsibilities of the past, free from all that adapted behavior, trying to be something that he's not. And the feminine currently in the system. Well, the current moon cycle is going to be revealing her illusion. Romance is about the stories that we tell ourselves in order to feel valued. God, wow, this is really moving through me. Romance. Is there some femme fatale energy in here? The romance of the femme fatale. Let's find out more. Okay, wow. So I'm going to invite the masculine to help me understand how he sees the feminine currently in the system. So masculine, how do you currently see the feminine in the system? Thank you. I need a grounding stone because my little legs don't reach to the floor on this chair. 13, divinely feminine number, the release of all her darkness, the release of what she's kept hidden, the metamorphosis into a higher expression of herself, the breakthrough, the beauty and the ugliness. So it's like he's witnessing her bringing much more of herself. One of the conversations, client conversations I had was around messiness and permission to be messy as a human being who feels and thinks and does and senses and processes. Releasing old narratives. I've been scribbling some old narratives that are in the field at the moment of I never feel supported, I'm all alone, I've nothing to show for my life, I should be there by now. Wow. Oh, look at this. The death of innocence and purity. It's higher heart chakra, innocence and purity. But look at all this serpent energy, healing of Fucus, the healer. So he's witnessing her in metamorphosis. What is that now? Show me how she is witnessing him. I'm going to take that. I'm not sure I understand that. Can you clarify it, please? Wow. Wow. Okay. So, how the feminine sees the masculine is coming into his mysticism, coming into his femininity, being loyal. Hmm. Hmm. And in the mundane, this could be as simple as she sees him as a mystery. She doesn't quite understand him yet. But he too is in transition. So he sees her in metamorphosis, literally birthing from an egg. And she sees him in transition, moving into his mysticism, or the parts of himself that he doesn't yet know, what's hidden, his inner hidden self. So let's look at the disparity between these. See, I don't see disparity in the masculine. The masculine, in his highest expression, is loyalty. As he is now, is expansion. So that's a journey. So he's moving into loyalty to self. The feminine, highest expression, is receiving. The feminine as she is romance. Okay, so let's just call it like it is. Show me the disparity. How do I want to phrase this? Show me the disparity in collective perception. Just noticing this question isn't forming, but I've got fire energy now coming into the heart. I'm going to change the reading. I'm going to go for a clarifier on the romance card. Okay, so he's coming into his mysticism. And she's in metamorphosis. It's a lovely journey, actually. Show me what's got rejected here. What is the masculine rejected? At a systemic level, what is the masculine rejected? Seven of Cups, too many choices, fogginess, not clear choices. These are choices made from trying to please that, the external. I haven't made clear choices and left myself in confusion, is what I'm hearing. I haven't made choices based on my integrity and what my soul has come here to experience, because I've had to be something that I'm not. Okay. Show me what's been rejected from the feminine, by the feminine. What's been rejected by the feminine? Oof. Yeah. Oh, that makes perfect sense. Equilibrium, balance, space to dream is what I get. So if the feminine in her highest expression is about receiving, well, receiving is a very gentle space, isn't it? It's an expansive space where you can explore the higher mind and the cosmos and the inner psyche, and that takes space and silence and inner landscaping to achieve equilibrium between the spiritual and the physical self. But what I'm hearing from her is how hard it's been, how she's had to go out for work, how she's had to listen to the words. I'm struggling with the words. How she's had to be a man, if you like, to raise her family and make the decisions, the protecting decisions, the active decisions. She's had to move too far into the masculine to give herself space to dream her life into being. That's where it's become a romance, an illusion. Wow, she is so ready for this transition and metamorphosis. Oh, wow. Choices. Okay. So I'm going to come back to the question that I asked the client of who are you without your past? Who are you without the past program? I know that's a massive question, very expansive question, but I'm curious about what does the feminine have the potential to become without her past programming? Okay, to the year dot. Without all of that programming, all of the exile, all of the shaming of gifts, all of the violation, what does she have the potential to become in this space without her past? What does the feminine have the potential to become, please, without her past? I don't know what this feeling is. I don't know if it's love or sadness or longing. It's to come into balance with her opposite. And to rest, just to rest in that, to allow herself the loyalty of the masculine. And can she let go of her burdens and relax into that held energy, the strength of his loyalty? 2 is all about balance. And remember, equilibrium is already in the field. Space to dream. Let's ask the same question as the masculine. Show me the potential, please, of the masculine without his past. Oh, so much emotion coming through with these cards. Peaceful warrior. Not having to become combative to prove a point, earn his space in society, to be peaceful in defending his loyalty to self and to others, to feminine. The peaceful warrior. I need hot chocolate. You know, imagine within you bringing into harmony your peaceful warrior self with balance, to balance that peaceful warrior, so you know have no longer, this isn't going to happen overnight, no longer have to respond in conflict. Because every time we please, you know, when I use the sentence, I won't hurt you, so I'll hurt myself instead. When we, I mean, the human personality tells lies and manipulates. It has to do this because society has a preordained modus operandi that you must behave like this, and it's old religious programming and governmental programming, education programming, parental programming. And what that does is that sets up adapted behavior where we want to be shiny. I want you to see the best parts of me. I don't want you to see my mess. And imagine if we can surrender to that and elevate that and bring that into peaceful warrior harmony, so that we no longer have to respond from a conflicted space. Because when I please that without pleasing this, I build conflict. And every time I repeat that behavior, I strengthen that conflict. Okay. I reinforce that conflict until it becomes embedded in the subconscious. It becomes true. I make it true, but it's not true. It was a lie to begin with. Okay. I'm going to move to Sacred Rebels because I want to bring this right down into the physical, into the here now. What can we do? So to support the journeys that the feminine and the masculine archetypes are bringing in, to support the masculine achieving the purity of loyalty, and to support the feminine achieving the purity of receptivity. What can we do as human beings? As human beings. Yes, absolutely. Yes, okay. 369. Listen. And it comes in that moment when you interact with another human being, or when you interact with yourself and you're about to tell a lie. How are you? I'm fine. That's a lie. Very often it's a lie. The countless number of times that people use that. We know what fine means, don't we? Fudging incapable of normal emotion is what fine means. What if we had the loyalty to ourselves? What if our masculine could speak and say, I'm not good today? Well, we resist doing that because what's in the collective is more like, oh, let me fix and solve you because I don't want to look at that level of honesty in you. So it's the uncomfortable mirror. But what if we stand loyal to that? Oh, it's okay. I don't need you to fix me. I'm being in, not being good today. I'm being in that. Disentanglement from the collective, to stand in the loyalty of my own soul. So when you listen for the truth, you might get a gut reaction. So that's a feeling rather than an emotion. Emotion might be fear. my fear of bringing you my raw, powerful, vulnerable self, and then inviting you to deal with how you feel about that. Listening for the truth is speak it, just speak it without any adaptation, without deferring to a system of politeness and courtesy and noise, this noise that gets in the way of a moment of truth. A moment of truth. Okay, I want some more cards, please, because this, let's say this is our homework. So listen for the truth and it will come from within. It will erupt from within. It's that moment that we second guess. Okay, we sometimes call it our intuition, sometimes it comes in and sometimes it erupts upward, but that's your truth. That's your truth. What else can we do to support the elevation of our masculine and feminine within and to bring them into union and harmony? What else can we do? What can we aim for? What can we point our attention towards? And anything from those cards. What can we be with, please, to support this journey? Yeah, baby. Painting yourself into life using your brushes, your canvas, your paints, no matter how dissonant the colours are, no matter how viscerally ugly your painting is, it's all your beauty. It's all your beauty. Watch out for narrative, like, but they won't want to see that, but they don't want that from me, but they. That's the mind going out. Please bring the mind back in. What do I want in this? What does my love want in this? Come to life. We're here. This is the point. This is the turning point. It's the dissolution of the old narratives, that heavy patriarchal do as you're told kind of narrative, into this very free thinking, highest expression of the masculine in his loyalty and the feminine safe to receive. And if you boil that down into the physical and look for aspects of you that cannot receive, that don't feel worthy of receiving, okay, and look at the balance between where you give and where you receive. Do you overgive? You know, and managing that in a different way is going to help you rebalance what you're open to receiving. It's going to help you stand in the strength and confidence of allowing yourself to be vulnerable enough to receive. Okay. Are there any other messages that need to come out? Yeah, underlying energy. Trust yourself. Trust yourself. And follow your own rhythm. Because your rhythm and harmony and song and orchestra might be dissonant in the feel. Bring it. Bring it. If you sing out of tune, bring it. If you play your instruments badly and oddly, but originally, bring it. Wow, this is feeling, it's like I said today, this is feeling like a real wrapping up of the Akash. Big storylines being closed. So many people in review, you know, in personal review or review with their guides if they work with guides. Yeah, it's literally an emptying of the cupboards to make space for this higher expression and new equilibrium between the masculine and the feminine. So to the masculine and the feminines out there, thank you so much for watching and bringing your love and your attention and your hope to this. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, and yeah, I'll leave you with my love. What an exciting time. Happy spring lamb. Take care. I'll see you soon.